Yes, my name is Vivian Harned. My rank is captain in the U.S. Coast Guard, retired. I didn't go to San Francisco till maybe I'm going to say 55. Oh, I've had a lot of time in between. I've been overseas and back and inside out and upside down and everything in between those times. But I always stayed in the reserve all those years. Even when I was in Japan, I went over there with the Army in 47, 49. I still kept my reserve status all the years. Wonderful. Japanese were wonderful people. Yeah. We lived in a hotel in downtown Tokyo. It was a wonderful experience. Beautiful country, traveling. And I had met an Air Force fellow on the ship going over. And I used to travel up to Sendai and around in there on the weekends. They always had big parties and everything. We had a wonderful time. And I had a really good job. I worked for the Transportation Corps and statistical clerk, so I had a very good job. And I stayed there for 2 years or so. And in fact, I stayed there until they started bringing the wives over from Korea over into Japan, and I gave up because I don't do well with wives. And they came in and sort of hogged things over, so I thought, well, I'll just go home. So I went back to Washington. Oh, I worked in Europe for the State Department. I worked in Turkey, England, yes, and for the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade Commission, because I worked for the State Department for a while. And I'm not particularly fond of Europe. I like the Far East. I worked for some wonderful people, some wonderful men. And in fact, 2 women that outstanding women. And so even though all my travels, I worked for the State Department, and I also worked for the Department of the Army. And in the State Department, I worked for a woman I thought was absolutely fantastic. Underrated. I'm a great observer of people, and I like to look at instances to see, like bosses against people who work for them, and a lot of differences between men and women and how they're treated. I guess in a way I'm a psychologist, and that's what I enjoy. I enjoy living here for that reason.